That's my 65 Ford Mustang right there on the wall that I got shot in. They tried to carjack me back in like 1992.
Oh, yeah, you need to tell that story.
Yeah.
Now, why the heck did I do a podcast with Richard Rawlings? Long story short, saw him in Oklahoma, swung by to say hi. He said he's building a Ford truck. I said I'd love to promote it, especially after I found out it had a Ford engine in it. And while I was doing research, I found an article where he said, and I quote, "Everybody knows that I'm a Ford nut." So I had to go down there for at least that and ask him face to face, "Richard, are you a Ford nut?" Well, you're going to have to stick around to find out what he said. Enjoy. What is going on, Richard?
Man, right now we're just building a 79 F-150 and getting ready to show it off at Bandy Truckus on the 25th, which is, I've heard, is just like a crazy big event. And it'll be my first year to go out there and see that, so I'm excited.
Nice. What are you going to expect to do there?
We're just going to hang out. I mean, my people will have to work the booth, I guess. We'll be selling some merchandise and stuff like that, but then just showing off Skid Mark and the MF-79.
I saw you at Starbird. I bet you, do you still enjoy going to shows, or is it sort of work now?
No, it's actually less work now because we just go. Whereas before, when I was with Disco, I had the cameras with me. I had all this. Yeah. And now we still do have the cameras, but they're mine, you know. And if I feel like doing something, great. If not, I just tell them to go away. You know, I like getting out there. It's actually been pretty cool since COVID wound down to get to start going back to the shows, because I didn't get to do it as much as I wanted to the last 10 or 12 years.
What's something new we're expecting out of GasMonkey?
Well, you know, I took out some partners and I closed down the GasMonkey Bar and Grills because I needed to just regroup. I didn't like the way some of the things were going. So we're reopening our first GasMonkey Bar and Grill in Sturgis this year for the Black Hills Rally. We're literally at the corner of Junction and Main, right, you know, the epicenter of the Black Hills Rally. And we're opening a place up there that's just going to really be different. I mean, you've got the big bars that hold like thousands of people. Yeah. Mine's a little more intimate, but it's on a street corner with a lot of outside parking and everything. And I'm really excited about being a part of the Sturgis community up there. And then also, there's so much building going on, which is good and bad because it kind of, you know, takes away from the Black Hills Rally. But I mean, there's so much development in homes and golf clubs and everything going in. So, you know, it's a good 10 or 15 year play for me. The 100 year will be coming up in 15 or 16 years. Mm-hmm. So that's the goal. But as of today, we start refurbing a lot of stuff because, you know, we repurpose a lot of things for our restaurants and for here even. So we've got to start dragging out all that crap and start making the 1,000-mile treks up to Sturgis to get this thing flipped over and make it our style, make it badass.
What's the time frame when people are going to be expecting it, you think?
I'm hoping to be open in the middle of June.
Really?
And then I won't close. A lot of big bars up there and a lot of people, period, up there just go during the season. Mm-hmm. And that's not nice to the locals. So I want to have a cool local bar year round, but then blow it out during the season.
Right. What did you do during COVID? What was something that you guys changed?
I really took an opportunity to get rid of Discovery, get rid of a couple of partners that I had in some different ventures, and absorb everything back into just this empire here and take total control and ownership back over of it. So it was a long and tedious thing, and COVID was actually beneficial for me because I needed that time to regroup anyways. Went in and sliced open some jugulars and got rid of a bunch of bad apples.
That's cool. Well, hey, I did some research on you, but I'm going to ask you some more questions, but first I want to ask you a question. You actually answered this outside. Was it always your dream when you started the shop to get it to the recognition that it is today?
It really was. You know, my whole idea of GasMonkey came about because I was watching the shows that were on TV, and they were a little too brash and a little too much bravado and cussing and kicking boxes and stuff and fighting and what have you. So my wife and kids weren't in the room. Whereas the whole time I was growing up, I'm hanging out in the shop with my dad and his buddies, and, you know, or the garage, if you will. And you go to car meets, and it was, you know, people of like-minded, you know, like Ford guys or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of a joke. I was talking to my wife one time, and on a Sunday morning, I said, "Hey, y'all guys never watch these shows with me? They're great, blah, blah." she tells me, oh, they're a bunch of, roughnecks and ball cussing, and I don't need the kids seeing that. And so I was like, well, I think I could start my own thing. I didn't even have the name yet. And get on, do it the right way, get on TV. And being a business guy that I am, I was looking at, well, what is their main purpose of being on TV? It's to further along their brand and to sell apparel. And
to be seen,
to be seen, and they're, content to consumer, and they're missing out on 2/3 of the consumers, whether that be kids or women. Mm-hmm. So I explained it to my wife at the time, and she says, well, yeah, so you think you can just sell your printing company that you have now, and you can just go make cars and be on TV? You've never done anything like that. And so, like we say here in Texas, hold my beer and watch this, And so it kind of started off as you can't tell me I can't do something. But it really was the premise was to build a cool company with a good mantra and get some recognition for the cars and the things that we build, go tour the nation, see everybody, meet everybody. And then I shot my own sizzle reels and went and knocked on doors in Hollywood for years. I thought it would take about 3 or 4 years to get Hollywood to pay attention. It ended up taking 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how'd you come about GasMonkey, the name?
I had a big printing and advertising company at the time, and printing companies are usually vast facilities that have to be pretty clean. So well lit, clean. So I had all my toys sitting around in there, whether it was a car or a motorcycle or whatever. And we had this one area of the shop where we just all sat around and drank beer at the end of the day and tinkered around on whatever we were tinkering on and draw on the wall stupid ideas or whatever. And I don't know, one day it just kind of appeared. The words kind of found themselves together, and that's where it came from.
Wow. So obviously your shop is known for building anything. It's, so therefore I think it's fair to say that you are somebody who loves all makes and models, new, old, everything like that. But I found an article by hotcars.com, and it was titled Richard Rawlings Stuns Fans with his seriously impressive Ford collection. And I stated, and I quote, you said, everybody knows that I'm a Ford nut. Are you a Ford nut?
When it comes to early Fords, that's my thing. And 32s, 34s, 35s, even the 40s coupes and what have you. So I've always been a Ford guy. I mean, that's my 65 Ford Mustang right there on the wall that I got shot in. They tried to carjack me.
Really?
Back in like 1992.
Oh, yeah, you need to tell that story.
Yeah. That's no big deal. I just was in the wrong place at the wrong time at 2 a.m. in the morning, and a couple of bad guys came up and shot me and tried to take my car. But they didn't get it. So
where did they shoot you?
Through my shoulder here and came out my arm what have you. I was trying to, you know what? No good deed goes unpunished. I was trying to be a good citizen. Even though I was a police officer, firefighter, medic, I was still only like 22. So I didn't carry my gun when I went out chasing the girls. And so when I saw them coming up behind me, I went for where I keep my gun, and it wasn't there. So I was like, shit. I just threw it into gear and took off. And so you could say, well, maybe I could have got them back if I'd have had my gun, but at the same time,
it might have got worse.
It might have got real bad.
Straight up shoot off. Now, where's that Mustang now?
I do not know. I mean,
do you think it still has a bullhole in it?
There is one in the dash. Now, whether or not somebody fixed
it through the open window.
Yeah, and my hand was on the steering wheel, so it came through my shoulder and out.
Holy cow, dude!
I got lucky; it didn't break any bones. It was all flesh. So.
You got any other crazy stories like that?
No, man. I mean, if we get on that trip, we'll be here for days.
What are some Fords that you have in your collection now?
Let's see. I got my 32 Roadster. I got my 32 three-window. I got the Model A, which was the first car we built on television. I had a chance to buy that back at Barrett one year. And I've got my green Mustang, and I've got a really trick one over there that's like a street beast from the 70s, like a street freak. I don't know if you saw it. It's got the flames on it.
Oh, it's the green one.
Yeah, it's wide-bodied and got T-tops and everything.
What are the taillights?
Those are off of a Mercury Comet.
Oh, man, I got that wrong. I was like, I couldn't tell what they were.
They could be Comet or Cyclone.
Cool. We kept it forward. Nice.
But no, one gentleman built that car over the course of many years, and it is really, really trick.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty excited about it. It runs and drives great. It had some kind of things I didn't like, but we've already fixed those.
What is the reason behind why you think you actually are a Ford nut, quote unquote?
That's just the way that my dad taught me. I mean, he pretty much always had Fords, either F100s, F150s, or Mustangs. I mean, just that was always, we didn't grow up very. We were on the really, really poor side of the tracks. So my dad always had a toy, though. It wasn't anything like we see around here, but it was something that he tinkered with and he was proud of, and he'd wash it on the weekends and hang out with his buddies and what have you. So just probably got that mostly from my dad.
Early on in your, at least the TV show, patina was a thing, but not as big. And I think some of your coolest cars that came out that you made were just like, I don't know, like wagon Bel Airs that nobody wanted at the time, slammed him, and you know what I mean? Does that kind of come from probably your upbringing, where it was about just taking what you could?
Yeah, doing with it what you could with the money that you had, and that's why you see our cars start elevating along the way, and because I was always pouring it right back in. I wanted the show to be better, I wanted the cars to be better, and I wanted to build the business. So Discovery didn't give us a whole lot, to build with, so we had to build with what we had and put as much money into it as we could and try to sell it as fast as we can so we can build the next one.
Also, they gave you some pretty strict timelines, is what the guys told me outside.
It was, and the timelines were real. We had to turn out an episode every about 28, 30 days. And so we really got to where we were orchestrated enough to where we could build just about anything in 25 days.
What's your favorite build?
The one that makes the most money.
What's your least favorite build?
Yeah, right? I hated that fucking Rambler. Hated it. But it was so quirky that it was kind of fun. But no, I mean, I think the Ford GT is my favorite build. I sold it, and I wish I hadn't. And the guy just will not sell it back to me. It is still. He bought it at Barrett Jackson. He put it in a one-car trailer and had it shipped to his warehouse in Connecticut, and it is still sitting right there. He's never even taken it out to look at it, and he just won't sell it back to me. I begged and pleaded. I offered him $200,000 over what he paid last year, and he said no.
It doesn't even look like he's enjoying it. He just wants to keep it.
He's got like 1,000 cars. It's insane. And he doesn't drive any of them. It's to each their own. They're still finding them out there. I mean, I'm making reservations right now to a undisclosed place where I am attempting to buy a 69 Boss 429 4-speed 1,300 original miles. Still on the MSO. I would actually be the first titled owner.
So if that happens, we're going to see it on your social?
Oh, you'll see it everywhere. It's got a really, really cool story. And so I'm chasing it down, and I think I'll get the deal done. But cool. Hopefully I will have already been there and back by the time you air this.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm going to talk about the truck here next. But first, I really love that green Mustang. And if you've watched the show, you can kind of see the progression of it. But what was the whole point behind that? Just something you were like, I want to put some meaty tires on a Mustang?
No,
put down the top and never put it.
No, that Mustang is a frame by frame, and even some still photography from the movie itself, recreation of the Thomas Crown Affair Mustang with Pierce Bronson and Rene Russo. Yeah. It's in the movie for about 8 seconds, and if you're a Mustang guy, you know that Mustang. And I've always wanted to build the car, and around 2006 or 7, my buddy called up and asked me if I'd build it for him. And I said, hell yeah, I will. So I built it for him. I mean, we did a lot of research. I've tried to find the original car forever. Really? It's my understanding.
Does it not exist? Yeah.
My understanding is it just is gone. It was left on the island. It was pieced out. It was whatever. I've chased down a few rumors. Supposedly the car was used because it was owned by Paramount or whoever, and it was built for a Schwarzenegger movie. They ended up not using it, so they just shipped it over there to use it on this Pierce Bronson movie.
Arnold and the Mustang.
And what have you. So, long story short, I built it for my buddy. I'm proud as hell of that car. And many years later, in 2012, when I got the TV show sold to Discovery, I called him up. He's a good friend of mine. I said, hey, can I borrow the Mustang? Because I need some shit sitting around here that I built, for in the background and for the show and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, sure, send the record and come get it. And he's down in New Orleans. This is talking like 6 or 7 years later, 6. And he's put 45 fucking miles on it. And it's just decrepit and crusty from being down there near the coast. Yeah. Just has that thick salt all over it, and carburetor's bad, gas is bad, tires are flat. And I'm like, I called him up and gave him a good bitching, and told him what a shitty car owner he was, and blah, blah. And so hung up the phone on him. Because now I didn't get the car that I needed in the background. Now I got a car I got to freaking fix and build so he can be in the background and fix all the problems.
Yeah, you don't want to show him over.
Yeah, so the next day, the title turned up in a FedEx, and he goes, "You're right. I don't deserve a car like that." So he gave it to me.
That's cool. That's cool.
And the only thing is I can't ever sell it unless I split the money with him.
Because, yeah.
And we've turned down some pretty big offers.
Really?
Yeah, we turned down a 200 offer on it one time.
That's cool. Wow.
He goes, "You need $100,000?" I said, "I don't know. I could use it." But he goes, "Well, I don't need $100,000." So, because he's already rich. But, I was trying to get there. But I was like, "That's all right. We'll keep it."
That's cool. That's cool. So, one of my great experiences, since we're talking about Mustangs, is I got to interview Gail Holderman, the designer of the Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the coolest experiences you've had during this whole journey?
It's not Ford related,
No,
but getting to film with Bert Reynolds was
I
really,
saw that back then.
yeah, really freaking unbelievable. And to be a kid that grew up in the 70s and 80s, what do you got? You got the radio, rock and roll hair band. You got Smokey and the Band and Bert Reynolds. You got Hot Wheels when you were a kid, and all this influence that I had in my life. And through Fast and Loud and Gas Monkey, I've been able to put together a lot of really cool memories. I mean, filming with Bert was just unbelievable. Building 2 cars here that they made into Hot Wheels is unbelievable. Having Motley Crue play my bar, unbelievable. It's like, if I keep checking these things off, I'm going to have nothing left to live for. Right. It was just freaking crazy.
I've done it all. I don't know what else
I got to think of something. But really, really cool to get to work with Bert at his house and see everything that was there. It was just cool.
That's awesome. All right, let's get to the truck here. You're building a F100 outside. What prompted you to build the Ford truck where its fans voted on what was put on it, essentially?
So, realistically, we were thinking about what we wanted to build next, and we were talking about it because I had the 80s short bed, the 80s long bed, and I had the 79.
Saw that video, yeah.
And so we were talking about it, and I said, why don't we just put it out there? I mean, we're going to build one of these 3 trucks. So let's just throw it out and see what everybody says. I personally was kind of hoping they were going to go for the step side because I think that thing would have been dope the way we would have built it. But the way we were building this 79 it's going to be wicked fast. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm pretty excited about what the guys out there in the interwebs came up with. They want to do they want to do the 79. They want to do it patinaed out. They want a 3rd gen Coyote in there and supercharge it up and 6-speed manual. And we got with Ride Tech and Will Wood and everybody, Curry, and we got a really bitchin' truck out there.
What are you gonna do with it after this? Don't know yet.
It's probably just put it up for sale. Maybe give it away. I don't know.
You gonna race it a little bit?
That'd
be fun.
We might. I might put Josh or Mike Coy in it, and what have you, and let them have some fun on the autocross or whatever.
Your suspension is set up for? Is it more for daily fun taking corners, or can you adjust it where you can?
It's all fully adjustable, but I build everything for right in the middle of the road, so that people can go wherever they want to go with it once we're finished. Because some people dial it aren't in, but we use all the right parts. I mean, the Ride Tech suspension setup on there, you can do whatever the hell you decide you want to do with it. And the one thing that I think that we added to this one that we're just now starting to do quite a bit of is the electronic dashboards, and we programmed it with all of our logos upon firing up and all that kind of stuff. It's got a hellacious sound system in it from Hertz and NTX, so I build utilitarian vehicles, form, follow, function. Kind of like when we were out there, I was like, you're looking at this old truck, and it's like, where is the meat? And the meat's right down the middle. And I think that's going to be very evident what changes we made with the truck at a glance. You're going to go, man, they just went down the middle and replaced everything. And, made a badass truck. Some people bitch about the patina these days, but I still think...
I get that issue too.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
I still think that if it has a good, real patina to it and a good look, and you back that up with the right stance and wheel, tire combo, and the right just added touches, patina will never hurt my feeling. Fake patina, can't stand it. Just no way. And then people that pass off patina that's actually just rusted, missing inner fenders and quarters, that's not patina, that's tetanus.
So basically, patina to you is more of a styling. So if
it's a styling point.
Find something to add to it to accent it, i.e. wheels and stuff like that.
If it looks right, I won't patina a car, and I won't fake it, and I won't patina a rusty car. That means you didn't want to do the work.
Makes sense. You guys can check that out on their YouTube, probably Instagram as well.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem right now is getting everybody to understand that we're on YouTube. Yeah. Because Discovery, we're still the #1 automotive motorcycle show in the world. And we're in over 100 countries, translated into 20 languages, and they're still making a shit ton of money off of it, so they keep playing it. So people just think that we're coming back one day, because they're just watching the reruns, and they're like, oh, they're going to come back, they keep playing them. That ship's passed. I got here because of sheer stupidity and determination, and I'm glad to be where we're at now, and to be away from cable and Discovery and the production companies and all of it, and it's actually a lot more fun, and we're probably 100 times larger than we were when we left Discovery in 2019. Good. But we still got to convince them to the YouTube, because they're getting fed it on TV and they don't know about it. No. Cable is dead. I mean, I get more viewers on my YouTube than we used to get on primetime cable on Discovery 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and so that's the problem. And it's never going to come back. That world's gone and over.
It's TV. You're going to do your own thing above and beyond.
We'll do our own, put it on YouTube or a streamer or whatever. But from here on out, we're going to own our own content. That's why I have that room full of camera guys and everything else. Yeah. And that's cool. So pretty exciting. That's
cool. Well, hey, you probably got to go, so I want to ask some more questions. No. So what actually is your favorite beer?
Oh, truly, it is garage beer. I mean, I took an equity position in the company because I liked it that much. Yeah. Along the years, everybody was always like, you got to have a beer, Richard, you got to have a beer. And I was like, I don't know. Me doing a beer, I don't know anything about making beer. And it seemed kind of weird, kitschy to me. Like I'm just like the Me Too. And when Garage Beer came around and sent me some samples, I was like, that's the ticket. Because it is truly just a light beer.
I haven't. Oh, so it's a light beer. I haven't grabbed one yet.
It's a light beer. It's not better for you. It's not flavored. It's not flavored with juniper berries. It's not a craft beer. It's not a workout beer. Literally, our message is beer flavored beer. Light beer for guys who like beer. And putting us right next to the three major light beers out there is what's really told the tale of the tape. We're the fastest growing light beer in America right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I might have to grab one of those.
Well, I'll hand you as many as you want.
All right, rapid fire. Are you a Cowboys fan?
Yes.
Is your favorite color actually green?
Yes.
What's one car that got away that you regret selling?
That Ford GT. I mean, just really, I would kill to have it back.
Indy or NASCAR?
NASCAR, if they'll bring it back. They're starting to make the right moves to get it to have more fun.
Suspension, 4-link, 3-link. Which do you prefer?
I'm a 4-link guy.
Yeah, all the way? Why?
I just prefer it. There's more you can do with it.
Less metal that you have to deal with.
Well, it's a little bit of that. It's just it'll do more. It'll go lower. It'll do everything you want it to do.
Straight axle IRS?
Definitely IRS. Fucking 50. I'm 55 freaking years old, man. I ain't driving no straight axle.
Manual or automatic?
I like both, especially with the technology they have out now. You get into an 8-speed or a 10-speed, and you still get that low end and in the automatic, so I'm pretty stoked on what they've got coming out and is already out.
Over the years, you've had a lot of catchphrases and slogans, and how did the most popular one come about?
Get you some of that?
Yeah.
That came about because it just was something that me and my buddy Dennis always said to each other when we'd do something. It didn't matter if we did a good wheelie on our motorcycles 30 years ago or whatever. It was always, something we said. Yeah. And one day he went and got the GYSOT license plate and shows it off to me like, get you some of that, showing me his license plate, right? So I called my lawyer and go, trademark that shit. And so he did. So I actually own the phrase.
That's awesome. So every time somebody uses it, huh? No, it's good.
Yeah, right?
We're going to end it here. Let's hear that slogan.
Get you some of that. Woo!
Hey, my buddy keeps calling me, and I'm going to call him on FaceTime.
Yeah, do it. As long as you don't mind me paying a little attention to this.
You're good. Let's see if he answers. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Sorry, I couldn't answer your phone, dude. I was doing an interview.
Yeah, well, I interrupted.
You're good. Say hi.
No, you're good. What's up, man?
This guy's doing some merch for me, so he
okay.
needed me to answer. What questions you got? Alrighty, sounds good, man.
Yeah, half are done, shirts are fixing to be printed, and I'll be headed your way tomorrow.
Alright, thanks, buddy. I'll see you then.
That's cool.
Yeah, you like that? I thought that was cool. See you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Well, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. I'll let you get back to work. And next time you have a Ford truck, man, I'd love to promote it again. How's that?
Hey, how about get back to work is bullshit. Let's go drink some garage beer.
Let's do it. I want to try one.
All right, cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, yeah.